Oh no, Darkglare Warlock is good right now. Whoever could have seen this coming? Darkglare must be giving the balance team at Blizzard some nightmares because, good lord, this card just finds a way to break every single meta that it's in. Whether it's in Wild or Standard, there's a Warlock deck that happens to cheat mana with Darkglare and just absolutely create non-interactive games, and yet we have another Darkglare deck that does exactly that. There are so many non-games with this deck that it feels like it's the king of Wild to the point where everybody has to make a deck that can actually beat this deck if it's going to be relevant at all on the Wild ladder. I built a few decks where I was able to beat Darkglare Warlock, so it's, it's possible, but when this deck pops up, it feels like an absolute monster. So let me go ahead and walk you guys through the new Darkglare Warlock that actually uses Unlicensed Apothecary to consistently kill your opponent. So if you're looking at the curve of the deck, there's absolutely no card that costs more than 3 mana. Not even Flesh Giant, because there's no way that you're playing it for 4 mana or more. So this deck is absolutely cheap to play. All of your cards are going to come out in the early game, so you're automatically going to be pressuring your opponent. But the best thing about this deck is that cards like Crystallizer automatically complete the first step of your quest, easy peasy. And then the rest of the deck, there's just so many ways of being able to deal damage to your hero, that's not even the point. But the big thing about this deck is that Darkglare Warlock has so much healing, so much removal, and so many ways of being on the board that it really doesn't matter what your opponent does. And then suddenly, after you've completed the Demon Seed, you're able to play your Unlicensed Apothecary into all of your minions that just completely slaughter your opponent. Your Crystallizer is now going to deal damage to your opponent while you gain 5 armor, and it'll actually deal 10 damage if you play it in a combination of the Unlicensed Apothecary, and just this deck is absolutely massive. You could even use Unlicensed Apothecary to help you complete your quest, and if you're cheating mana with Darkglare, sometimes that's not even going to make that much of a difference because this deck has a lot of healing. It may not look like it, but Armor Vendor, Mistress of Mixtures, and also the new card Touch of the Nazarene, like there's just so many ways of being able to heal consistently with this deck that it just feels like the king of Wild right now. But if you're not killing your opponent with the Tamsin synergies, then you still just have the classic Darkglare shenanigans of just playing minions and cheating out your Flesh Giants. Raised Dead can easily give you a bunch of ways of keeping yourself alive and just keeping a board state. But honestly, dude, like I did not really have a game where I didn't complete the quest. There are so many times that you just did normal Darkglare stuff and you just wound up with your quest reward in your hand. So trust me when I say that this deck just synergizes very well. I would say this is probably going to be a good start for Blizzard to look at for maybe nerfing the Demon Seed if they believe that the damage can be increased a little bit, because all the healing and all the damage dealing in this deck really doesn't counter itself out, because while you've completed your quest, sometimes you find yourself at above 20 life with a deck that has like more than half of it dealing damage to your face. Like even more than 2/3 of this deck is actively hitting you in the face, and it finds a way to deal more damage to your opponent than to yourself. So that's really speaking to the power of Darkglare Warlock and Warlock in general right now, when cards that deal damage to your cards that deal damage to yourself are actually really good, and then you give them more synergies that just make them on a whole nother tier compared to other classes. But I hope you guys enjoy my take on the new Darkglare Warlock. I went 7-1 with this deck, and really the only reason I stopped playing it is because this is the deck that everyone is playing in the top Wild ladder right now. I don't really need to give you guys that much data because there's data everywhere. Goku went 17-5 with this particular list that I'm showing you guys right now towards the beginning of this expansion, and this deck is just gaining a lot more popularity because right now you either are playing this deck or you're playing a deck that can beat it. I mentioned that earlier because that's how the meta works, and well, Darkglare Warlock is meta. So if you're wanting yourself a good, consistent deck to climb the Wild Legend with, this is definitely the deck to go with. And don't forget, guys, if you enjoy this content, feel free to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel in order to be notified about any other future uploads we happen to come out with. If you enjoy this archetype, the deck code is down below for anyone who wants to take this deck and dominate the Wild Ladder. And if you ever want to catch these clips live, we stream at twitch.tv/ClarkHELLSCREAM. I hope you guys enjoy making your opponent cry playing the most busted deck in Wild right now. And we'll see you for the next video. I'm going into this without any knowledge of this deck, but I'm just going to assume that we keep Crystallizer because it literally completes this, like, almost immediately. Do we keep Unlicensed Apothecary? What's, like, the... Okay, what would be the mulligan here? We want Cobalt Librarian. Wait, why is Solarium in this deck? Oh my god, because there's so many 1-drops, that's why. I don't think we need to keep the Apothecary. Apothecary earned his spot in the OP League being a nerfed card after all. Had a great success with Quest Shaman day 1. Ooh, hell yeah. Is it better to go for OTK or is it more like a mid-range style? Because I actually wonder what's like the best way of playing that. Okay, this is actually busted. Hold on a minute. I play this, and then suddenly I can tap hero power and it's already on step 3. Dude, hold on a minute. This is broken. Okay, sure, you have Incanter's Flow. But check this out. Turn 5 Tamsin and Wild is a joke. Good God. Alright, sure, you have Cone of the Cold, but at the same time, better be careful which minion you kill. Okay, so I can tap, play Tour Guide, and I'm already gonna get Tamsin like it's nothing. This is actually ridiculous. Oh my God. Mistress, don't need that right now. Alright. Blizzard? This is my first game with this deck, and I'm terrified, and it's turn 3. I just finished. The next one I chose to put on hold is Nighthead 2041. I don't think I know. Okay, I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Tsukiga Michiku Isuka? I don't know how to pronounce that last word. But Tsukiga Mushibiku. I'm bad at reading other languages. I always like to give it an honest chance. Honest attempt, but there's only so much that I can do. Okay, this looks insane, by the way. I can literally just get all this value. Turn 5 Tamsin, really easy apparently. Again, this is my very first time playing this deck, guys, so that's the reason why I'm being a little bit, slow here. But yeah, I can literally just save these cards until next turn, and then go ham with them. Jesus Christ, dude. There's literally no card above 3 mana in this deck, because let's be honest, Flesh Giant is never going to be more than 3 mana. There's a lot of animes this season to watch for me. 15 series, 15 episodes per week. Oh my God, dude. I really don't even keep up with TV shows like that anymore. The only only TV show I keep up like that is like Rick and Morty. But at the same time, I don't have cable, so I don't even watch them when the episodes come out. I have to wait for them to be online, or I have to pirate them. I am a proud pirate. I will go ahead and admit that. We've all pirated our fair share throughout the days. I only watched The Owl House. What is The Owl House? I will Google that. I'm kind of scared to see. The Owl House, not just Owl House. So hopefully, oh, it's an animated series. Okay, Google knew exactly what I was talking about. It came out last year. A self-assured teenager by the name of Luz stumbles upon a portal to a magical realm where she befriends a rebellious witch, Ida, and a tiny warrior, King. Nice. Despite not having magical abilities, Luz pursues her dream of becoming a witch by serving as Ada's apprentice. That sounds pretty cool. It definitely sounds like something my little sister would be into, because this is on Disney Channel. Oh, wait, did we just win now? Hold on a minute, did we just win now with this? Where's the Darkglare? Hold on a minute. If I hit Darkglare, that's just lethal. Dude, what? Is that how that would work? Hold on a minute. Unlicensed Apothecary, Darkglare. Wait, no, my hero wouldn't be taking the damage. So no, that wouldn't work the way I think it does. But still though, dude, like this into 8/8/7. It's not enough to kill him, but that's enough to ruin his day a little bit. Can I also hero power on top of this? Did I play a tour guide beforehand? Because if so, I think I could win this. If I were to hit the crystallizer. Okay, but I don't. Do I have to worry about him killing me next turn? I don't think I do. Well, yeah, okay. This deck is nuts. He did play Incanter's Flow, so there's a way that I could potentially lose. But I feel like he has to hit a massive high roll where I just played minions. That's all I did. I threatened the board, and hitting myself in the face did nothing. It actually did a whole lot of nothing. He didn't swing face. He didn't swing face. That's very sad. Dude, this is actually the most busted deck ever. Darkglare doesn't give you back. Yeah, since I won't be taking damage. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I figured that out in the middle of it because that happened to me a few times in Standard, and it took me a minute to realize that was what was going on. But yeah, just this and the hero power wins game. This is busted and wild. And I feel like Crystallizer might be one of the cards that makes it busted. There's not really a lot of cards that deal 5 damage to you. Like, this is so not fair, dude. Okay, I would love to keep this, but I don't have Initiation right now. But yeah, I would think in Wild, they just need to do something to Darkglare. Darkglare needs to be like a 4-mana card or something. Like, I really don't know how they're gonna change this card. Because originally when this card was a 3-mana, it refreshed 2. But now that it's 2 and refreshes 1, and all of your cards that are, you know, good, that deal damage to you, you're not even, like, paying mana for them. It's just free damage. And that's the problem with it. It's just free. It's so free, it hurts. Make Darkglare 11 mana. Exactly. So that way you have to discount it with Emperor before you can do anything with it. Fact. Can we just ban now? It's faster and easy. Yeah, I just wonder like what the devs are thinking about like the meta right now and what they thought the meta would look like. Because I wonder if they were anticipating something to be this broken. Both players take self-damage. Well, then the quest becomes unplayable. The only way you'd be able to OTK is if you were to give this lifesteal, which, you know, you could do. And Wild, that's a very legitimate thing to do, I guess. But I feel like that doesn't really solve the problem. The problem with this deck is that everything that deals damage to you is good. Taking damage used to be a backdraw. Now it's literally something your deck needs to do in order to play well. And that's a big deal. Like, that's the biggest problem in my eyes. Is that, like, I could literally do this right now, and I'm advancing my quest, and I'm not even really taking that, like, I'm not even really hurting that badly. I mentioned this in Raffles chat. Don't allow damage given to armor to allow as character damage. I would also agree with that. Because then Crystallizer becomes a lot worse. Oh, he's playing this deck? I could just tempo the giant here. Takes 7. Yeah. I would really hate for him to return this to my hand, but I mean it's a 4-mana 8/8. It's Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant's back, guys. Just in a different flesh. in different flesh. This is so not fair, dude. Dude, what is this? This is beyond a taproom brawl. This is beyond a boss. This is just broken. This is obscenely powerful. Obscenely powerful. This deck is. The new king is here. Bow down. Look, going into stealth doesn't help. It doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't solve the problem. Like, okay, like here, it survived you a turn. Like, you lived a turn here. That's fine. But at the same time, like, how are you gonna deal 24 damage to me? You're a mill rogue. You're a mill rogue. You can't deal damage. You have to fatigue me. And then eventually my fatigue becomes your fatigue. So it's like, wait, hold on a minute. How does this deck beat me? Okay, no, I can still fatigue on my turn. Okay, that's how I lose. Oh, he's playing Mechathune. He's playing Mechathune. Well, it feels bad. This deck is so toxic. This deck is just, dude, look at how much damage I had this turn. I didn't even play the unlicensed apothecary. This is ridiculously OP. All right, here we go. Keeping this armor vendor was probably not even a good idea. That's how broken this deck is. I could just make the wrong decisions and still get rewarded. High Legend is just that I kind of don't want to play. I don't really like playing High Legend Wild at the moment. What was the emergency last change Tiller combo? Yes, it was the Tiller combo. Wait, actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Tiller combo. It was Stealer Souls in Wild. It was actually Stealer Souls in Wild, which feels like forever ago. Tiller Warlock is ancient history, bro. It's ancient history compared to now this.
I am
undead. He lives. He heard us talking shit from beyond the grave. Dude, that is some poetic justice if I've seen it. That is poetic justice. You guys actually know that I can do a perfect Tiller impression? Galley boy, howdy, I am undead. I was a broken Hearthstone card, and no one liked me, and I broke the meta, and now more people don't like me. What did I do wrong, God? A little bit of free balling there at the end, but oh my God, he got value. Tiller Paladin. Tiller Paladin. Okay. So I can deal 7 to myself, easy peasy. But can I deal another 8 to myself and then coin out the Tamsin? If I had like Darkglare possibilities, then maybe. I need to kill this though. All right, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to play Tamsin unless I get lucky off of the backfire, because I still need 5 even if I do draw off of this next turn. But I could easily play 2 1-drops, and then I could start winning from there. Golly bow howdy, I am undead again. I am right now like silver 1. I'm pretty low on the ladder right now. I'm struggling to decide why I forgot about Stealer Souls, because you just don't want to remember the bad days. You just want to remember the good times. Let the good times roll. Oh hey, that worked out. Okay, so I'm gonna have to tap into some options. It looks like. I kind of want this minion to die so that way I can maybe get lucky out of Raise Dead. Cause yeah, Raise Dead would be the easy way of being able to cheat out this this next turn. But I think we're gonna have to kill him on turn 6, not on turn 5. Wah. Was it banned so fast? Yes, it was banned very quickly. It was banned within like a couple of days. Taylor did nothing wrong. It was all in hysteria, to be fair. I would agree with that. Good Lord. This deck is just on a whole new level of being broken. Feels pog, man. Speaking of which, I made a lot of posts on a lot of different social medias today because it is expansion season. This is how the content creator grows, by posting on multiple multiple platforms in a respectful way, of course. In a respectful way. But Captain Harmless, thank you so much for that follow. That's your name is exactly how I feel after I play Tamsin. She's pretty much Captain Harmless because I'm never gonna get hurt by my own self damage again. Feels pog. So let's see how my post is doing right now. Ooh, 400 views. Okay, that's good on Hearthstone. I'm usually not the greatest on that website. I don't really have a lot of posts on there. I kind of stopped posting a couple months ago. Let's see. I posted for like almost every day after like the Volden patch, and then a good amount into the Forge and the Barrens. But then about when I moved, that was the last post that I made, and I just haven't done anything since I've moved. That's kind of depressing. Wait, what? Why would you just tempo this? My guy. What? Why? Oh, infinite truths. One of the infinite truths that I can give you is to not throw away your Edwin. Dude, how are you gonna win this game? Okay. Wait, hold on a minute. Wait, can I win here? Okay, I can't win yet, but I thought for a second I would have enough mana to also be able to play the Flesh Giant. But next turn I could do something very, very similar. Dude, Darkglare is just so busted. This would not be like as good if Darkglare was not 2 mana. They honestly just need to make this card 4 mana. 4 mana or like, I don't know, dude, or Warsong Commanderate. I really don't know how they're going to be able to nerf this. They are sending a message. That message may be bad at Hearthstone. Wait. I win now, right?
Break it, you buy it.
I actually think I win here. I actually win.
All of Stormwind shall share my pain.
Okay, hold on a minute. I keep forgetting that I don't gain a whole bunch of mana afterwards. But still, one turn I did all of this. Did I have a way of playing Unlicensed Apothecary there? True Mayhem and World Citizen 92. Thank you so much for those follows, guys. Good to have you here. Does this list have brooms? It does not. There are no brooms here, and mainly because like all of your cards, at least just looking at the list, like all of your cards actively heal you or deal damage to you. So having a broom in here just probably isn't necessary. Because, like, what would a broom really have done here? I guess I could have traded off some minions. But then I wasn't gaining mana anyway. Dude, this is actually the most busted deck I think I have ever played. All of like, that last turn is the reason why Warlock is always going to be so good if Darkglare stays at this mana cost. This might be a legitimate reason to nerf the card. I give it 24 hours for community to just surrender when facing Warlocks until nerfs, unless they are also playing Warlock. See, that's probably the situation we're about to be in right now, because this guy's right now playing Warlock. And that's kind of how Wild works. Like, Wild, you get stomped on, like, the deck that is absolutely busted, or, like, some kind of archetype that completely, like, stomps on everything. So, like, for example, most Warlock archetypes. And then suddenly someone will lose to that. They'll look up the deck, they'll play it, and then just like that, they won't switch because this deck is just so freaking good. APM Mage can wreck them? I believe that. But we beat an APM Mage on our first round. And we'll switch off this deck when we lose with it. That was my idea, was to play these decks until we lose. But right now I'm 4-0 with it, but this might be the game we lose. This could very well be a game we lose here. Samuel 213, thank you so much for that follow, man. I could see it every single time I see Warlock. I would understand that. There was a minute that I was oh my god, dude. So there are some streamers that are actually streaming under solitaire card games right now. There are people that are making that joke. Absolutely hilarious, by the way. All right, well, I have to start taking a little bit of damage here. I think I hold on to this for now because I want to be able to tap into like a Darkglare turn. I need some kind of bounce back here. So something I might have to do is like Solarium into potential Darkglare, because then I have coin and hero power. Related, do I play Slay the Spire? I do not play Slay the Spire. Hearthstone's really the only card game I play a lot. I do try to play I shouldn't say I should try to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but like I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards I don't actively play. I have some Magic the Gathering cards and I haven't played in a while, but I recently learned. Slay the Spire is dope. I bet I would have fun with it. I'd probably have a lot of fun with it. How exactly do you play the game though? You're gonna have to explain it to me. Spectral Pillager OTK is really good versus Darkglare, top 50 Wild Legend. Ooh. I mean, again, like Pillager is probably gonna be good because of how often Warlock hits itself in the face, and if you could beat them before they complete the quest, then this deck is not a problem to beat. But yeah, the only thing that beats me is Warlock, it seems. I think I have to go for it. Oh my god, I hit the Darkglare. But am I gonna survive?
A little agony goes a long way.
Am I gonna be able to survive though? Dang, if I had one more way of dealing damage, I could play this. I don't think I'm going to be able to win this game my Tamsin, so I win this game with Giants. Maybe I could even tempo out the Apothecary. Just keep it on the field as a 5/5. He ran out of board, and I have the other Plague of Flames to get rid of the rest of the board. So I think his burst is actually limited. There are also artifacts essentially grant you passives. Yes, okay. That's very similar to like Magic the Gathering. Hearthstone Dungeon Run, sort of. It's a roguelike deck building game. Okay, so you build your deck along the way. However you want, you don't care too much about losing. There's just a lot of different playstyles. That sounds like a game that I could get into. A game where it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Oh my god, take me now. Okay, so we start by tapping.
Flesh fades. Try crystal.
Dude, we were dying earlier. Fun fact, we were dying earlier, but now we're not. 100% win rate. 100% win rate. This deck is dumb. This is actually dumb. This is the best deck in Wild. Against Warrior, I feel like I could bully them really, really hard. But I'm gonna go for the safe plays rather than going for the glorious plays right now. Because I want to get a 100% win rate to Diamond. I want to see if that might be possible. Because remember, I'm not switching off this deck until I lose. I'm not switching off this deck until I lose. I can complete my quest in one turn. Oh boy. Check that out. Ironclad is one of the, oh, it's one of the classes in Slay the Spire. Okay, gotcha. It sounds like Warrior, or like something that just gains a lot of armor. You know, has anybody here heard of the game called Gods Unchained? The only reason why I know about this game is because one of my bandmates is actually like one of the best players at this game. It doesn't really have that big of a community, but he's still proven himself to be like a very, very good player. He used to do like Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments and whatnot. But Gods Unchained has kind of shown me the light in terms of how many games really like to rip off Hearthstone's. Really, I shouldn't say like necessarily rip off, but like. But it literally is like a carbon copy. But like the online card game genre is just so monopolized by Hearthstone. It's insane how this game's success is automatically been influencing other card games like it. Like even Yu-Gi-Oh now, Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering have now converted themselves to an online client. That is massive. People were asking for that for years, and now it doesn't seem like oh, you smart cookie. Oh, he's not killing the crystallizer. I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do, my friend, but it's not gonna work. Can I actually play Tamsin on turn 4? Trade here. Nah, I should just play it safe. I should get rid of the card draw. This is so busted, dude. This is so busted. Like, I could have done this and gotten a Cobalt Librarian back, but I don't think there's a way for me to play the Tamsin on 5 here, or play the Tamsin on 4 with coin. Gods Unchained sounds like a mobile game. It's actually a cryptocurrency-based game. And it's pretty interesting when you get into the nitty-gritties of it. The game itself is very much like Hearthstone. The mechanics are very similar. They have like a side deck option where like you can choose like a reward if you complete like a certain, like, it's kind of like a quest line, except you can choose what's like in the quest line type deal. But yeah, it's very much similar to Hearthstone. It's very similar to it. I wonder why Plague is in over Broom. I don't feel like it's bad with Giants. I feel like it's because you don't want to muck up the Raised Dead. But Broom is a good idea. I think Broom might be a pretty decent idea. Imagine if this had taunt on top of it. This Pirate Warrior has done his best to stick a board and to hit me in the face every turn, and I'm still at 27 life. Fun fact. I bought Slay the Spire because I had a modding scene, and I haven't even ventured into it because the base game is just so good. See, I've been looking for a game like that. Maybe I should get into Slay the Spire. I've been wanting to branch out into like other video games just so I could play stuff in my spare time. Because right now, I edit Hearthstone for work, I play Hearthstone for fun, I stream Hearthstone for fun, and I also stream Hearthstone for work. And then when I'm not doing stuff with Hearthstone, I'm on Twitter looking at my phone about people posting stuff about Hearthstone. So it's like, my go-to escape game right now is Pokemon Go. That's just like the game that I play whenever I just want to like turn off my brain for a second. Oh, wait a minute. If only I could get a few more trades here. I do this. I still have a lot of life gain. I have nothing to worry about. I've got nothing to worry about here. Because he's got a 7/7 to worry about now. And I've got backfire combos. All I really need now is just like potential Darkglare combos too. Have I tried things like Magic the Gathering Arena and League of Runeterra? I have not tried League of Runeterra, and I have not played Magic the Gathering online. I have played Magic in person. I've learned Magic over the course of the past 2 years. I don't really know that much about like the meta decks, but I know like if you give me a card, I can read it and understand what it does. Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm not that way anymore. I used to kind of understand Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's just kind of evolved beyond Yu-Gi-Oh's evolved beyond conventional conventional card games. It's kind of its own thing now. I could still potentially lose. That's kind of scary. But Unlicensed Apothecary will save me. Okay, Darkglare doesn't really help me out anymore. I'm not taking damage. I am no longer taking damage.
Job's done.
Okay. So I can go pretty wide on the board here next turn. Let's see, 2, 4, 8. Maybe the way of nerfing this quest would be, you know, your damage becomes their damage as well. So, like, you take the damage with them. And then suddenly, it makes the quest useless. It's the start of his turn. I'm gonna need a really impressive clear here. Actually, all I need is Unlicensed Apothecary. No! 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 It's exact! If I get one more 1-drop. Oh my god. No way. No way. 100% win rate. 100% win rate, dude. You can't stop me. This deck needs to be nerfed.